All right, well, let's move on to my topic. I want to talk about Twitch. We've been talking a lot about Twitch lately, but I think that we've got a large snowball rolling down a hill right now that we need to try to figure out how much damage it's about to do. So, Twitch has had a rough few months lately. There's actually the great gaming news site windowscentral.com put together an article called "Why is hashtag Twitch's Over Party trending on Twitter?" which let's just discuss here at the top, Larry.
Let us, please.
Worst hashtag ever, right?
I hate this trend. I feel like an angry old man right now, shaking my fist at the clouds. But this so and so or such and such is over, so and so is canceled. I hate these hashtags.
Oh, I don't mind. I mean, I don't like it when it's about like people, but like I would be fine with if this hashtag was just Twitch is over, or even better, Twitch is canceled. Like I think that would be kind of funny because it's a live broadcasting thing. You know, canceled is this old word that's used in television broadcasts. Like I think that would be funny. But Twitch is over party. What a terrible hashtag. Whoever is responsible for coming up with the hashtags on Twitter, hit me up. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
There's just one person.
I think it's Tom from MySpace.
Oh, okay. Man, he's doing real well for himself. So let's just walk through some of these things that have happened as listed here by Windows Central. So first we had, and these are in no particular order. This is just the order in which they're presented. There was the Twitch streamer Alinity who tossed her cat over her back when he jumped up on her desk while she was playing a game, just like whoop, right over her head, causing a lot of outrage. And, you know, I was pretty upset by it. But what was even worse was this also brought to light the fact that she had served her cat vodka on stream at one point. And from what I understand, Twitch did not comment on the situation or reprimand Alinity in any way. Next one. Another Twitch user, Amaranth, has come under fire for what many are saying was the use of a racial slur during a stream. Did you get a chance to see this video?
I did not.
I'm definitely not going to play it on stream. But I feel like it's pretty clear that she says the N-word in this clip. She argues that she was slurring her speech from a lack of sleep and that she was saying in grocery stores. But you guys can go find that clip and be the judge of that. I don't believe any action was taken on that either. We also had the incident with Dr. Disrespect, where he walked into a public restroom at E3 and live streamed while people were going around and using the bathroom around him, which is a crime in the state of California where he did this. He was banned for 2 weeks before coming back to an insanely large reception. Oh, another incident with Amaranth. That's kind of similar to the Dr. Disrespect thing, was she was live streaming herself exercising and stretching at a gym when she refused to move her camera so families wouldn't be seen in the background. When the gym asked her to leave, she stated it was, quote, because she was white, end quote. So yeah, then we have the Dr. Disrespect thing. He comes back to all this fanfare. Then we have Ninja leaves Twitch and goes to Mixer for what I'm sure is more money than I will ever see in my life. But then Twitch tries out this new feature where if you go to an offline channel, they will say, hey, check out these other streams that you might be interested in. But they were only doing it on Ninja's channel. They didn't roll this out to everybody's offline channel. It was just for Ninja. And they said, Ninja's not here. How about while he's offline, you check out one of these streams? And for 2 hours, Larry, they promoted a live channel that was streaming hardcore pornography on Twitch's on Ninja's dormant Twitch channel.
Well, at least Ninja wasn't a prominent gamer in a game that caters to children. Oh wait.
So 2 hours that was up. Ninja released a scathing video about Twitch's irresponsibility, the fact that he had been professional in his transition to Mixer, had not said an ill word about Twitch in any way, shape, or form, and that Twitch was doing things that harmed his brand, rightfully so. Twitch did take action in this instance. They struck the channel that was streaming the pornography, and they issued an apology on Twitter to Ninja. But it all is like, again, the snowball effect, Larry. Mm-hmm. I've just talked about a lot of news, and so I just kind of want to initially here at the top get your reaction to just the shitstorm that has been Twitch.
I want to point out one more from a while back. What was the game they streamed all weekend? That was
oh shit. I almost said
stream it. I'm sorry.
Artifact. When the Artifact channel got commandeered. Yeah.
Yeah, and it took a whole weekend to even
it was a holiday weekend, Larry. You know, nobody was around at Twitch.
Yeah. It makes me feel like whoever is running this platform, like just the amateurishness of them.
Oh, they're a little company called Amazon.
But I mean,
yeah, I get it.
Before Amazon purchased the channel, right?
Yeah.
Like, what I'm getting at is like Twitch kind of took off, and like I don't think anyone, when Twitch was launching, foresaw how big this was going to be.
Well, so do you know much about Twitch's background, like where it came from?
I don't actually.
So Twitch actually started as a little website called Justin.tv. Did you ever hear about that? Probably popular when you were in college.
Yes.
It was popular among college students for a very particular reason, and it was because you could watch pirated sporting events on Justin.tv. I watched so many NFL games on Justin.tv, so many NBA games on Justin.tv, and it was a cesspool of all kinds of different live stream content, and it was a little bit of a wild west. So So yeah, Twitch has its roots in some chaos and messiness and not so great things.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like the wild west of Justin.tv is not maturing into the civilized age that it needs to be maturing into. And this is really bad in this particular turning point in gaming, where you have a lot of people that want gaming to be taken seriously. We want it taken seriously as an esport. We don't want it to be viewed as something childish, but a lot of Twitch's platform caters to and even highlights the classic gaming stereotypes of the immature people, the toxic culture where we're just going to be jerks to each other and haha, that's hilarious. That's great content. And so I have a hard time viewing this series of stories as missteps so much as this is kind of what Twitch is. And I want it to grow to more than that. But does Twitch want to grow to more than that? Because you're going to have to cut some people out of it. And hey, that's a loss of views.
You actually make a super interesting point that I've never really thought about. I've always thought that like the next step for Mixer is to kind of seduce away one of the big esports to come over to their platform if it's Overwatch or League or Rainbow Six, Rocket League, one of these games to jump over to Mixer. But I've never thought about it from this other angle of like, as esports is trying to legitimize itself, how much do they want to attach themselves to a platform? Because like Overwatch has an exclusive streaming deal with Twitch, I think for the next 3 years. And so the more and more, and every time they're on Disney XD, they're like, all right, well, if you want to watch the next game, come on over to our Twitch channel. And so they're really putting out there like, hey, Twitch is our streaming home. At what point does Twitch burn enough bridges and make enough missteps, quote unquote, to where esports organizations are like, this is making it very difficult for us to legitimize as an industry. from the broadcasting side.
I don't even think. Let me think how to word this. Like right now, if I look at how, and we're going to talk about Mixer more in a little bit, but as I look at how Mixer conducts itself and enforces things, and I look at how Twitch enforces things, I like Mixer is obviously the more professional platform right now. And I have to think that if Overwatch were right now, if this were the moment Overwatch were trying to navigate and launch their esports league, I don't know that Twitch would, even though it's bigger, I don't know that Twitch would be the platform that they would go for. Because if I wanted to be seen as legitimate right now in this moment, I would not be going to Twitch.
Mm-hmm. And especially because, and I think this is the difficult thing with the whole Ninja story is, okay, this is how you're going to treat me if I move on to bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm.
This is how careless you're going to be with the brand that I've built on your platform. Because as much as Twitch did for Ninja, and I will willingly admit, like, Twitch has done a ton for Ninja. Ninja has just done just as much for Twitch.
Yeah.
In return, and for them to treat his brand and his channel like this upon him leaving, other big streamers have to be looking and saying, like, well, what happens if I move on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they feeling handcuffed because of things like this, or does it enrage them to the point where they're like, man, well, if this is how they treat people when they just try to make a move that's good for them, then maybe I should just go ahead and make my move now.
And there's an element of you get what you celebrate, right? And you know, I hadn't thought about Ninja, but in this age, and he seems like a young guy. I don't know how old he is. I'm so old right
I think he's our age.
Oh, okay. All right. He struck me as younger, but
Nah, he's like a former Halo pro.
Oh, okay.
Like back in the day, yeah.
But he's conducted himself with such professionalism in an era where you don't have to. You can be like someone popular online, and being a jerk isn't going to lose you any viewers. In fact, it might draw you a whole new audience. But he didn't go that route. He took the high road. And Twitch's response is to is to be real jerks to him. But then I think about Dr. Disrespect engaging in just bad behavior. And maybe Twitch wasn't the one like celebrating the triumphant return of Dr. Disrespect, but they allowed that narrative to happen. They made it easy for it to happen. And that's the culture you're going to reproduce. And people may not outright think, oh, if I'm the nice guy like Ninja, I'm going to get lashed out at. But that, I think those things are going to, have effects.
Yeah. Ninja is 28 years old, by the way.
Okay.
And he's had his share of controversy and snafus along the way as well. But a creator is not the same as a platform that has leadership teams around it. Like, you live stream yourself long enough, you're gonna do something stupid, you know. But when you've got a boardroom of people who are looking at these situations and doing nothing, we have seen no kind of changes after the Dr. Disrespect stuff, following the narrative around that was like, well, he's just going to come back and make way more money than he would have had he just been streaming for those 2 weeks, and he did. There seems to be no direction for Twitch to improve in those kinds of ways, which are becoming more and more important to, at least, I don't want to make it a generational thing. I think more and more people are becoming conscious to the platforms and the companies that they are tying their names to. And that it's less about, this is the place that's going to give me the biggest potential for an audience, and more, this is the place that I want to go because I believe in it. And it's even, I mean, and just to be totally transparent, and we haven't really hashed this out with Cody yet just because he's been out, but it's made me pause personally with, and we don't have a huge audience over here on Twitch, obviously. Like, we're just kind of getting started with this, but it's made me question, like, is this really the place that I want to build stuff? Is this really the place that I want to work so hard for that company to take half of the money that I pull in from the work that we're doing? You know, like, and I think, and if it's giving us that pause, we're not the only ones.
Yeah. And as a parent, if I had a kid that was old enough to start, like, I trusted them to be on a platform like this, and they wanted to watch games being streamed or whatever, like I'd be like, I've got Twitch where they really celebrate some bad culture. They let people abuse animals on stream and don't do anything about it. They've had multiple instances of broadcasting pornography that just stayed up for a while. And then I've got Mixer, which seems to really enforce things. I'm pushing my kid toward Mixer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's talk more about Mixer. We're kind of into this conversation, but do you think that not just the ninja move, because the ninja move is naturally going to get people to ask questions about whether or not they're streaming in the right place, but do you think a cumulative effect of these kind of more negative stories are going to cause a lot more creators than just people like us to say, maybe it's time to move elsewhere?
Yeah, I think absolutely it will. Um, and we already brought up Tom from MySpace tonight, but but I actually thought about MySpace with this question, right? For a lot of people, moving on from MySpace to Facebook came down to this platform is constantly pushing content on me that I don't want to see.
Hmm.
I don't think Twitch is in that position yet. But if I hop over to Ninja Stream to check something out and boom, all of a sudden my computer's screeching pornography, uh, like that's boom, I'm out of here and maybe I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
You have enough of these screw ups over, oh crap, this girl just abused an animal. No one's banning her. She can do it again next week if she wants. We're not even gonna say anything about it. Oh, this guy has a camera in a bathroom. What a creep. Like over time, yeah, I think if they don't get it together, then there are going to be people turned off by the whole platform.
Yeah. And this is the first time that Twitch has really had legitimate competition in this space. I mean, you had Ustream, which was not much of anything. YouTube Gaming was one of Google's kind of half-assed attempts at something like Google Plus and that sort of stuff. And this is the first time where it feels like they have a competitor who's willing to do the legwork to get things right. And Twitch just is continuing to operate as if they're the only player in the space. And it's just not the case anymore. The leash gets a lot shorter when there is a pasture to be perceived as greener across the way. And I just think that's where we are with Twitch right now.
And you said, obviously Ninja going over to Mixer is going to take some people with him, but that's what makes it even more important. Like Twitch could not have taken that hit at a worse time. Like for Ninja to transfer in the midst of all of this is going to bring it that much more to the forefront. It's going to make Mixer that much more of an obvious option.
And reinforcing the fact that this is not a conversation that we're having because we see an out. It's a conversation that has been ongoing that is now amplified because we see an out. Like, we were talking about the Dr. Disrespect stuff on this very show long before Ninja decided to go to Mixer, so it's a megaphone in front of the conversation that's already been ongoing.
Yeah.
What do you think Twitch needs to do? We're a podcast of solutions here, Larry. We will bitch about things, but we always want to propose solutions. In your opinion, what are the big steps for Twitch to make publicly facing that can help kind of stem the bleeding a little that they've been experiencing over these last few months?
There need to be clear guidelines that are clearly and obviously and publicly enforced. Like if I abuse an animal on a stream, I should just be gone. Like I don't think that's I don't think that's even like a short ban. I think that's all right, that's jacked up. We reported you to law enforcement and you're gone from our platform. And I think it's obvious that Twitch just doesn't want to lose some of these streamers that bring them a lot of views, but you've got to make those decisions or the negative people are going to be influencing the platform as a whole. Dr. Disrespect, okay, what he did, I don't think that's like a permaban thing, but it is a ban thing. And you kicked around some ideas back during our conversation surrounding that, where maybe it was Cody, I can't remember, but someone had the idea of when he comes back, like he can't monetize for a certain amount of time. It's so that he can't capitalize on the triumphant return of Dr. Disrespect. Like make it a long enough time period that the excitement of his return fades away and it's not like a big boom for him to come back and make a big splash of money. But at the end of the day, like I just perceive Twitch as a platform that has no real restrictions or enforcement, and that's what needs to change.
Sorry, I'm looking something up here. Because what I don't remember from the Doctor Disrespect story, and maybe you might while I'm looking it up. Did Twitch ever release a statement on on the Doctor Disrespects incident?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because there's a lot of stories about Doctor Disrespect's whole like, on behalf of the brand of Dr. Disrespect, we apologize. I'm not seeing a single story about here's what Twitch said following. Yeah, June 12th, Twitch has not issued an official statement explaining its decision. So this idea that like their biggest creators, we're gonna nix your channel, you're gonna be back, but we're not gonna make a big deal out of what you did. Like, I agree with everything that you've said about having clear guidelines, and that's something that Mixer's faced a little bit of backlash for, just the perceived strictness of their guidelines, and that's an argument for a different day. But at the end of the day, what's important is that they have guidelines laid out clearly, defining exactly what they mean when they say something is against TOS, and they have clearly defined consequences if those terms of service are broken. Twitch does not have that, and I want Twitch to have the guts to come out when one of their biggest creators like Dr. Disrespect does something boneheaded, and they come out and they need to say, as a platform and as a brand themselves, look, we do not encourage our creators to participate in the things that Dr. Disrespect just did. We respect the privacy of those who may find themselves in front of a camera that's broadcasting on our platform, and we want to take every measure that we can to ensure that their privacy is maintained, yada, 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 and throw this big creator you've got under the fucking bus and just be willing to do it. Like, there's network television stations that do that with names much bigger than Dr. Disrespect when they do shithead things, and it really just, it gets under my skin that Twitch seems to have no publicly facing backbone in situations like this.
Even with Ninja tweeting an apology. There are a lot of people on Twitter, but there are a lot of people on Twitch who are not on Twitter that have no idea that you even did anything to make it right. I don't think that's enough. There needs to be a lot more transparency and taking ownership of things, for sure.
Yeah. Well, not to mention just the whole fact that, and you mentioned it kind of in passing in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, but we should be legitimately upset at the fact that they allowed this. And I don't think anybody from Twitch like clicked and dragged this pornography. Like, it was an algorithm thing that put it there. But regardless, this existed being promoted on a channel that the main part of his fan base is underage.
Yep.
Like,
I feel like there should be fines of some sort for that, but Twitch is going to luck out because we're kind of in the wild west of these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like, if that had happened on broadcast television, like legitimate television, heads would be rolling. But
what would have happened if Ninja would have went up on a stream and then just pulled up porn for 2 hours and just played it for his audience that was coming in? There'd be hell to pay for it.
Yep.
But Twitch just has this different standard for themselves, and so I agree. They need to get their shit together in terms of their TOS and the way that they police it. But I don't know. It's funny. I feel like we're sitting in somebody's living room and shitting on them while they're just in the kitchen washing the dishes, since we're doing this on their platform. But I don't know. I'm starting to have a little bit of a moral quandary about leveraging Twitch as a platform.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and what makes it worse is, like, I don't have even the slightest inkling that Twitch has any plans to even begin to address any of this.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, is like that we're never met with like, we are sorry this has happened and we are working to ensure that something like this never happens again. Like, we're never given that kind of language, and it's just because taking money hand over fist, baby.
Yep.
But I think Twitch is so gun shy with this sort of stuff because Dr. Disrespect does represent a massive fan base on Twitch that can start. We would reach a tipping point much faster if they took significant action against Dr. Disrespect than we are with this death by 1,000 cuts. And I guess that's what Twitch is looking at. And they're saying, it's more beneficial for Kotaku to write a couple pieces about how we're shitty, or, you know, these podcasts to talk about how we're shitty, rather than us to mobilize the millions of people that follow Dr. Disrespect and will be really pissed if we do anything of any, you know, significant consequence to him.
Yeah.
What a shit situation, man. All right. Well, Larry, I think that's all I've got. You have anything else on that topic you want to touch on? All right.
No, you cut out on me for a second there, but I'm assuming you asked if I had anything else to say, and I don't.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, man. We're ending on kind of a strange note there, but I think this is an important conversation for us to be having, and I think it's going to be a conversation we're going to have more internally as well, just to kind of give you a glimpse into our minds.
If Twitch doesn't start saying something about some of this stuff, like I'll be pushing pretty hard in those internal conversations, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man. Mixer.com/PvA.
We better go ahead and create it.
Oh, we've got it. Yeah, we got it.
Oh, okay.
Don't you worry.